Hey there, blade pens. Welcome back. Wake up if it's early, have your coffee. If it's evening, have something else, have a beverage, enjoy this review. I'm OG Blades, and this is a review. That's what I do. Oh, God, I got to get into the rhyming business here. Okay, well, this is from Kansept, and I want to thank Kansept for sending it my way to review, take a look at, give you guys an overview, see if maybe you're interested. What's in the box? Well, it is the Vivid, simply called the Vivid. It is a Jacob Lundquist design, not Jason Lundquist. It's another Lundquist. Anyway, it's Jacob Lundquist. He is a knife designer. And this particular one is in, as you can see, Damascus black wash titanium with a rose pattern carbon fiber. And I think you're going to find that very appealing. Usual Kansept setup here. We've got the pouch with paperwork and a microfiber cloth in it. Not going to open that up. I've got enough microfiber cloths to make a quilt that goes around the world, I think. Let's get all this stuff out of the way here. Inside, we have your desiccant, keep things dry during shipment. And, ooh, that's a giveaway. Got a couple of Omega springs there, spare Omega springs. I've never had an Omega spring break on either a Benchmade or other bar lock knife, as they're called now. You can call it Axis Lock is what Benchmade called it, but they are no longer the sole owners of that right to use the design, the Axis design. But here we have the brand new from Jacob Lundquist, and it is the Vivid. You need a vivid imagination these days because of all the different designs. All right, can't riff on that anymore. But what I'd like to show you here is this beautiful, both stainless Damascus pattern as well as rose pattern carbon fiber. I find that to be really, really nice. I've seen that on a couple of knives in the past, but not that many. So let's see what we got here. We can finger flick it because it has a large oval window in the blade. And look at that pattern. Really nice. I think Kansept does some of the nicest factory Damascus there is. It is their own construct, I've been told, since I asked them once if it was just etching, because somebody questioned that in one of my subscribers questioned that. And they said, no, it is absolutely Damascus. They're using a couple different steels. I think one of them is, 10? Trying to think of it. Anyway, one of them is the 10 stainless, and the other is a 440, what have you, and they kind of blend them together. But I think the unique thing is the beautiful pattern they get. We've got a fuller going on here that blends right into the opening window. We have Jacob's downward arrow logo and Kansepts on the other side. And you almost can't see these. They kind of camouflage into the pattern on the blade, which is really nice. And it's kind of it's not a glossy, it's kind of a flat, which is nice because that helps the pattern to stand out. I've seen some that are more glossy, that are more polished, but I prefer this flat matte look. And yeah, it is a bar lock, and you've got some interesting release for the bar lock here. They are, there's the throat gurgling again, old man problems. We've got kind of a jimped or patterned thumb release that is an oval shape rather than a round stud looking thing. It does have kind of an upward ramp to it, so you can grab hold of it. So very easy to grab hold of these and swing it open, swing it closed. You can thumb roll it open very easily. Drop it. Tends to bounce. I find, yeah, you have to almost do it twice to get it to not rebound. There it goes. A little bit of a knack to it. You hear it kind of vibrate as it hits the stop there. But yeah, it's running on Omega springs. We've got titanium for the bolster up here. Actually, it isn't a bolster. I checked this out. Usually you'll see the bolster is an extra piece of titanium on top of the frame. But what we've got here, if it's visible to you, is all one piece. So it's a unibody frame, which is simply cut out, milled out for the scales to rest on. And we've got two screws on each side. Yep, to hold the frame on. We've got the pivot. These are T8s, and let me take a closer look. Yeah, those are the body screws are T8s as well. So they're listening to us, and you see fewer and fewer T6 body screws these days. Wide open construction with, interestingly, one barrel spacer and the back spacer here just towards the end. We've got a clip that will switch to either side by taking out one screw and swiveling that over to the left side. And so we're good to go with the lefties. This clip might be titanium. Nope, it's a steel clip. So no such luck, not titanium. Steel, but you know, spring steel is good. I tend to like them better than a milled titanium clip, just as far as the ease in and out of the pocket goes. Got a bit of an upturn here, but you know, in the right hand, I don't feel any discomfort. And the fingers feel a little bit in the left hand, but no big deal. No jimping here at all. And I would call the style of blade a sheepsfoot as opposed to a Wharncliffe, which would start the downward curve a little further back, I think. So we're going to call that a sheepsfoot. And it is mostly straight across the edge. We have a straight edge here that I can, let's see. Let's take this regiment box here, see if we can use this. No gaps. Well, let's see. As with many, I think that's a straight edge. We'll call this box a straight edge. As with many Wharncliffes and Sheepsfoot, well, you know, it might have been the box. We're going to call that a straight edge. Some of them have a ever so slight belly in them, but we're going to call that straight. We're also going to measure it. So overall, we've got 7 1/4 inches, and we've got a blade of 3 1/8. I'll call that. No, even less than that. Let's see. And I call it like a 3.1 inch blade. Close enough. And where's my caliper? I move things around here, and things are hiding under other things. Okay, there we go. In millimeters, blade stock 2.9. In inches, 0.11. Handle thickness in inches, 0.55. Might be a little bit fat for some of you people that like a real thin handle, but they needed some meat there to contour it. And you have a nice contour that flows in through here, you know, part of the bolster, part of the handle. Finally, the weight, and that scale's buried underneath here too. Bear with me. Okay. Let's put it around again, and I think I'm already set to grams. People have requested grams, so here's grams. And we've got a 107.81, okay, call it 108. And if I switch to ounces, I think that works out best for me, starting grams and go to ounces because it's one step on the button there. And in ounces, we've got 3.8 ounces. Okay, so not bad as far as the weight goes. No milling on the inside, though. No weight relieving. You don't need it because they've relieved the weight on the outside to put the scales on. For Compare today, this is a prototype called the Standoff, designed by Dirk Pinkerton, and likely to be produced by Artisan, I believe, as far as I know. That's a guess. Can't really recall. But I brought this out because it's a very good example of a Wharncliffe. And you can see where the curve starts way back there instead of up there. So we've got a more abrupt drop on the Sheepsfoot than we do on the Wharncliffe. This will be a real interesting knife when it comes out, by the way, the Standoff. Very tactical, self-defense oriented knife from Dirk Pinkerton. It is a frame lock, not a bar lock. Isn't a bar lock when they lock you out of the bar? Send you home. Say, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I brought this one out, another one by Kansept, the Havorn, because simply we've got the same outstanding sort of Damascus pattern going on there. A little different pattern and a way different blade, but it's another example of a very fancy knife from Kansept. This one, by the way, does come in some plain steels, I think probably 20 CV. I'll leave you the links to Kansept. And I'll also leave you the links to White Mountain in the event that they're carrying them, because you can get 10% off there with my discount code OG-Blade. Plain on this side, unfortunately, they did not put the inserts on this side, and I hope they start doing that more. But we do have a fancy clip on the Havorn, and it is a frame lock with, I believe this is the Arctic Storm fat carbon on this one, or something close to it. So we have the Vivid. For some reason, it's a simple name. I can't think of the name for some reason. Anyway, the Vivid by Jacob Lundquist, not Justin. And it is a nice, I didn't show this before, but we got a nice choke up, a nice EDC knife. I certainly wouldn't call this tactical by any means, although, possible anything can be tactical because you can cut with that tip. Speaking of which, can I find some paper here? Can I find some paper without knocking the set down? Yeah, I did it. Let's see what kind of edge, what kind of factory edge they put on this, and it's not bad, not bad. Of course, I don't always brace the paper properly. One more. Yeah, I would say not a perfect edge, not dull by any means. It is a flat, high grind. So they're able to put a pretty fine edge on there. Yeah, that is the new model, just dropped, the Vivid by Kansept, Jacob Lundquist. There you go. Right about now, you're going to see my logo over here. Don't forget to click on that logo if you haven't subscribed. It'll bring you to the link where you can subscribe to the channel and be notified when new videos drop and other good stuff. Take care. Be well. Don't forget to give this a like. See you soon.